Hey, everybody, and welcome to another episode here at Tribal Trades, the daily show. And today we're going to talk about not letting that one opportunity go to waste. I'm going to share what that one opportunity, that one stock is in just a moment. We're also going to talk about the SPY, the CPI, Bitcoin, the Bank of Japan rate hike news, and a whole bunch more. Before we do that, smash the like button. This does help get this channel out to more people. And of course, appreciate those who leave the comments in the comment section. Where else would you leave them? I appreciate all of you who take the time to do that. And of course, if you're new to the channel, welcome. Make sure you subscribe and hit that bell notification so you don't miss any of the daily updates. Well, we're just going to jump straight into the SPY here. And what we did see was the tribal trades indicator that red dot fired off. And even though there was a little bit of a rally on Friday, this did prove again to be spot on, correct, absolutely nailed it like it has each and every other time. This is a leading indicator, not a lagging indicator. It's very important. Somebody asked me about that's a leading indicator. That's why it gives you the heads up that the market is about to likely go down, even though it jumped up a little bit before going down. What are the key levels that I gave you yesterday? Was 684. I said if we lost that level, can go short. I said if we lost 681, can go short. Now we're at 680. We're almost at 681, actually. There at 680. If we lose the 680 level, we can continue the short trade down to 674. That is where the 50-day moving average is and a key Fibonacci level. If this level is lost here, that would be the expectation. However, if we can hold this level, then a bounce back to 684. 684 would be the level there, can go long to 684 or short to 674. Now, usually after a red Monday, we've generally seen a green Tuesday. That's normally what's happened when we have had a red Monday, of course. Not all Mondays have been red. So that's something to keep in mind. However, we do have the Bank of Japan rate hike decision upcoming on Thursday, as well as the CPI data is coming out Thursday morning. We got a double whammy, and then the Bank of Japan Thursday night, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is 12 o'clock Japan the next day on the Friday. And if a rate hike is confirmed, as it has been, the market is projecting that that's going to happen. Usually the stock market and the crypto market sees some pretty significant downside, and maybe that's started a little bit early to happen already. Let's see how the rest of today plays out. Again, I've given you short from 680 down and long from 680 to 684, 680 down to 674 for those who are listening in your cars or at work. Now, the other thing I'll say is we've got bearish divergence on the daily and on the weekly time frame. Again, that usually should lead to some downside, particularly on the weekly time frame, on the larger time frame, that bearish divergence. And we do have the 9 EMA on the weekly. Actually, that's down at 675. So that actual area, that short, might get stopped at 675 if we do lose that level. So just keep that in mind. Bearish divergence, that's when price is higher, but the momentum indicators are setting lower highs. So that's really important there with the SPY. Let's look at Bitcoin. Of course, these levels I gave you have been spot on. I said to you short from 90,000 down to 86,000. Okay, look, it's happened numerous times. And then long, if it holds 86, you can go back up to 89 or 90,000 there, okay? So you could have had a nice short down to 86, and then you open up a long as this holds on this 86,300 Fibonacci line that is there, and we might bounce back to 89 or 90. Now, if we lose this 86,300 level there, then we're going to drop a little bit lower there. We do have the 100 EMA there on the weekly. That's 85,800. But if that 85,800 is lost, then we're coming back to 81,700. So those are all the levels there. If we hold 86, we can bounce back to 89 and 90. And of course, if we melt through those levels, then we continue to go long to 93. 93 can continue higher. However, if we lose this level here of 86, then we've still got a little support just underneath 80, 85, 750. That could be a nice little short, but if this level is lost, then the expectation would be to come all the way back to that 81,800 and then the 80,600 levels that is down there for Bitcoin. Bitcoin is got a bear flag there on the weekly time frame. If we were to go down from here, that would be a significant downside. Remember, historically, Bitcoin does get down to the 200-week moving average. That's sitting at 56,000 right now. Of course, we wouldn't go straight down there. There would be a lot of support around that area. And of course, this is always going up. So even it could take 10 months to get down there, and this could be much higher by then. It could be up around this level in the 60s or even 70s by the time it actually even gets down to that level. Remember, historically, after Bitcoin has lost its 50-week moving average, it always retests the 200 before making a new all-time high. Now, a couple of the stock market was down, but we traded a couple of counter trades, and Tesla was one of those trades that I gave at 442. Absolutely smashed that trade to the upside. You can see in the tribal trades Discord, in the stocks plays, there it is there. If we hold the 442, target was 450. Well, we actually exceeded that target significantly there, and that absolutely worked out for those that took the trade. So even in a bearish trend, the ability to identify longs and shorts is key, because there are some stocks that you can long even when the market is going down, and Tesla was one of those. All you had to do was take the trade, risk it for the biscuit, because scared money don't make money. Now, I will say there is some bearish divergence, of course, also on Tesla there. You see we have a higher high, but the RSI isn't looking as good. If we look on the weekly time frame, we're going to see this something very similar there as well with Tesla. We're going to see that it has a little bit of potential bearish divergence there. We have a high, and currently we have a lower high, and we're below the signal line there as well. So just be careful with the Tesla trade, that eventually could also roll over and go in the same way that the market is going. I would not recommend buying up here. Well, I'm not going to recommend anything because I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. This is for education and entertainment purposes only. Are you not entertained? Okay, I'm not buying up here is what I'll be saying on Tesla, although you can always trade the TSLL, which is the 2x leverage short ETF there. Of course, you can take quick trades in and out there on the ETF for 2x gains, but I won't be adding any Tesla at this point unless we're to see some kind of market structure change. You know, you can see a little bit of a bull flag appear here and then maybe a leg up. That's when I could get interested, but we're not there at that point at the moment. Let's also talk about another trade that can be good to take if the SPY continues down, is the VIX. And right now the VIX is down because the SPY is just pushing a little bit up. But if the SPY does continue down and lose 680, here's a couple of levels here, 29.73 and also around $30 could be areas to jump in. Also 30.54 if you're tardy to the party and late. If we break above this, you can see how much of a key level this is. This is the 9 EMA on the daily there. As you can see it, we could see a nice green dot and reversal to the upside. When the stock market goes down, the VIX goes up, and when the stock market goes up, the VIX goes down. As you can see, that's why it's going. So that can be a good hedge against any moves to the downside. And of course, there were other plays that we took. You know, we took the Tesla long, but we also took Coinbase short. CONI is when Coinbase goes down, CONI goes up. That trade absolutely cooked. Ad did the micro strategy trade there as well, which we took, which was absolutely incredible there. SMT Z, if you want a short micro strategy, this trade's working out. We took this trade actually at lower levels, and the most recent level that we gave there was $15.03. The original MicroStrategy short that we took was an entry at $12.52. So you can see there, you can make money to the upside and also to the downside. Okay. Absolutely incredible there. So you can see that $12.52 entry that was given. That absolutely printed. What is MSTZ? It's the 2x leverage short or inverse of MicroStrategy. So if MicroStrategy goes down, this goes up. That's how you make money on the way down. Of course, if you do options, you can do puts. You can short the actual stock on a lot of brokerages, like Robinhood has shorting on their platform where you can just open up a short. But I like these because these goes up when the stock goes down. So it just helps me. I'm a little bit of a bull, and so I like seeing charts on the way up. And you can see here, this has a great setup here. This is a massive cup and handle, and actually it's also a left shoulder, right shoulder, and this area here. And so we've identified a potential target of $26. $15.03 is the breakout target that I gave on yesterday's live trading session. Just that's for Discord members only. That was given at 15:03, and everybody who took that trade is doing well on that trade at the moment. And let's share the one other trade here is the waste management trade. This is at $2.19. We see have a beautiful inverse head and shoulders. We also have a W formation here, which is extremely bullish. However, the play is active above 218.61. So this play is currently active. If this level is lost, the trade is off. Very simple. If the SPY completely dumps and takes waste management with it, then that trade is completely off, and that's the level to get out at 218.61. But if that level holds, that's the level to get in. There's probably going to be some resistance here at the 50-week moving average at 223. If that level was to reject there, that could also be a place to get out of the trade and profit. However, if that was to continue to break through, we have a technical target of about 240. So don't let this opportunity go to waste. Get it? Waste management. Opportunity go to waste. Okay, maybe it's too early in the morning for you. But the one thing that I saw with waste management was they're going to increase the dividend to almost looks like 0.945 per share. And then they're also going to do a 3 billion share buyback program. So that's part of why this is also contrarian to the rest of the market, that it's actually moving up when the market was selling off. So let's see if this can continue. Maybe we just peek ahead and we dump down and this trade will be off. So I don't want to have YouTube comments, is the waste management trade on or off? I've given you your line in the sand. There it is there, the 200 EMA on the daily at $218.61. Above it, it's a trade. Below it, it's no trade. Very, very simple. And then when we get to 223, above it, it's a trade. Below it, that can be a good time to take profit because that technical target may not play out. If we just can't get over the 50-week moving average, that trade is going to be off there. Okay, so let's just go to the so that's the trade that I gave in the Tribal Trades Discord there. There it is there. And so that's the trade for everybody that I'm giving you, that you don't want to let that opportunity go to waste, and you don't want to let the opportunity of joining the Tribal Trades Discord go to waste. Running out of days for that $15 discount per month. That's every single month there. That you can get the Tribal Trades Discord access. There's a link below in the description of this video. You might need to click the more button and it will pop out. You get access. This is an all access pass. For those of you who ask, you get access to all channels in the Tribal Trades Discord. You get the signals indicator, which I showed earlier, which is a leading indicator for getting bullish reversals and bearish reversals, getting in and out of trades. Plus the new Tribal Trades indicator that might be released this week. Maybe this week. Looks to be that we'll release it before Christmas. That's also inclusive, as well as any new indicators that we launch next year, as well as all of the trades that provided, and the live sessions and the live trading sessions that I have. We've got another one today, another one on Thursday as well. We had one yesterday where we took that micro strategy short play that has printed beautifully, and you can see how we got in it earlier at around $12, went up to $15. Absolutely incredible trade. You can make money on the way up and on the way down. When you click on the link, it will ask you to join the waitlist. However, you will get access to the Tribal Trades Discord this month. And obviously before Christmas, usually a lot sooner, of course, I am letting people in each day. And so you do join the wait list. You do have to put your card details in. You won't be charged until you get added. So even though you add your card details, until you actually get added and accepted into the Tribal Trades Discord, you won't be charged there at all. And there's no lock-in whatsoever. It's just month to month. So if it doesn't work out for you, if you don't have time, no problem. We wish you all the best. But I just know when you come into the Tribal Trades Discord and you see the incredible life-changing gains that we're seeing in the wealth transformational journey, you're just not going to want to leave. All right, well, that's all I have time for today. So until the next episode, or until I see you on the Discord, happy trading.